Welcome back to the 2020 Video Huddle. This is episode 8. Our final guest in this series of episode 8 brings incredible talent to Loan Depot and to builder origination. My guest today is Kelly Crowther, producing branch manager in our Ontario builder office. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you, Richard. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Kelly's last 3 years of production rounds out at $166 million in total, of which $153 million in builder business. A 7-year winner of our Chairman's Elite Sales Award can also claim overall customer satisfaction of 95% while enjoying a loan officer satisfaction of 97% as measured by the consumer. As if that's not enough, Kelly has been instrumental in building a team that has closed nearly $400 million in builder production over the last 3 years. Again, congratulations, Kelly, and welcome to the Video Huddle.
Thank you. Appreciate your kind words, Richard.
Course, and they're true. So let's get to the questions. We've talked about this one before. Describe how you secured your spot in builder business. And this is an important one to me because it speaks volumes about what it was that was attractive about this business. So tell us your story.
Sure. So when I was 19, I started working at the time at a joint venture with a builder and a mortgage company, and I actually started working as a processor. And I was doing all builder business, and at that time, I would what I enjoyed the most about it was connecting with the customer and talking to the customer, walking them through everything. And then I started getting a lot of calls from the builder. And the builder would call me because they would be talking to the loan officer, and the loan officer wouldn't give them the full story about what was happening on a loan. So instead of calling their loan officer, they just started calling me. And that's when finally the sales manager came in and said, you know what, you should not be in operations. You need to come over to the sales side. And I've been on the sales side working with new home communities ever since. And I just remember being that little processor at 19 years old, talking to customers, and that was what really turned me on to builder business.
Excellent. Well, you know, it's been my experience that some of the best originators have started on the processing side or even the underwriting side because it gives them appreciation over the fundamentals of what makes a deal work. So you've got a remarkable relationship with senior leaders at Brookfield Residential. Tell us how that came to be and over what period of time. How long did that take for you to develop those relationships?
Well, I've worked with Brookfield, I think it's going on about 12 years now. And so many of the senior leadership that is in place today, we're working in different capacities over the years. And I've been able to work with them in different capacities and be a resource for them and really see them grow into the roles that they're playing now in senior leadership. And I have some really good friendships there, and I'm just very fortunate that they trust and come to me as a resource and such like that. So
excellent. You've kind of grown up in the business together.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's great experience. So tell me, who had the greatest influence on you in developing your care for the home buyer? And I ask that because I have observed how you treat customers and the care with which you give them service, and the same's true of the people on your team. So who had the greatest influence in developing that ability?
So going back to when I was originally being trained, there was a gentleman by the name of Bill Campbell who really took the time to teach me how to communicate with buyers, how to care for our customers, how to care for the builder, and just really, you know, he just really took the time with me, and I will always forever be grateful for him. There was also another gentleman, Mick Yanishak, I met him at Brookfield. He was at Brookfield joint venture with me, and he really helped teach me how to not only take a really good care with the customer, but how to develop really, really strong relationships with your salespeople, the escrow manager, and people at the builder, and be able to always have the best interest of the buyer and the builder at heart. So those are two people that really impacted me.
Well, you know, that comes across when I watch you operate, and the way you go about serving the customer. I've long believed that if the customer's at the center, everything else will work out for everyone if you care for that customer. So great experience, and it's great to have mentors like that. So thinking about the last 90 days, they've been crazy for sure, and a lot of things were transitioning or changing up to that moment in time, but now all of a sudden it's thrust upon us. So thinking about the future, what is it about our business that you think is forever changed after this pandemic?
I really believe that that technology and that people will want to do a lot of their business online, over the phone, through virtual, more so than they have in the past. But I do have to say that that human connection is not lost. I mean, people still want to connect. They still want to have somebody on the other end of the phone. They don't want everything to be completely digital. They want that connection. And I don't think that that's ever going to change. I hope that I answered your question properly.
No, you did.
That I did.
I think you did. In spite of all the change, the human connection is still important, right?
It's very important. It's more important now than it's ever been.
Yes, that's absolutely right. It's just the means with which you do that, right?
Yeah.
Which has changed. So good point. One last thing. If there was somebody that had approached you and said, I want to do what you do, what would be the one piece of advice that you'd give them?
The one piece of advice that I would give them would be find someone that inspires you and work for them. Work for them, learn from them, even if it's sitting outside their office and just listening to them all day long and not getting paid a cent. That's what you need to do.
Excellent. That is good advice. Look, our time has run out, but it's great to be with you today and listen to the advice that you're sharing with the audience. And of course, I get the benefit and the privilege of working beside you, and I consider that to be an honor. And I had a chance to see you yesterday, and of course, we both had smiles about that, and that's the human connection. So on that note, we'll finish this with human connection. Thanks, Kelly Crowther.
Bye. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Have a good day.